Hey guys, it's Abby, and welcome to the Alternative American. And I wanted to really just do a just have an actual discussion down in the comments about the two recent major weddings, the Serena Williams wedding to the um, I guess Google millionaire or the guy Ohani, whatever his name is, and Meghan Markle's um, engagement to Prince Harry. And I just wanted to really discuss a lot of the reactions that have been going on across social media about this. And I really wanted to discuss um, the female responses to um, the two getting married. And I know that there's a pro interracial dating camp, and there is a anti interracial dating camp, and everyone has their own views. As and this is just with amongst females, but there's also male camps who are okay with it and male camps who aren't okay with it. Now, I wanted to address it from the perspective of women of color um, championing them, and what's really underneath this whole championing Serena Williams getting married and um, Meghan Markle getting married, and how these women are kind of projecting or getting hope through women who have totally different lifestyles from totally completely different backgrounds than these women are, and how they are really just, I don't know, like I said, projecting their own image through these women, when actually it's interracial dating is a lot simpler than that. And their projections scream a major flaw. And what you hear from both sides, what you hear from the pro interracial dating camp, who is idolizing these two marriages, and the same is exactly the same thing you hear from the anti interracial dating camp, who is against these interracial marriages. And it's just that both camps are tied by low self esteem. These seem to be ethnic women who need Serena Williams and need Meghan Markle to be desired, or they look at them as symbols of ethnic women, and they need to see these women and somehow mentally project their image onto these women to prove or to have hope that they can someday date, marry interracially or something like that. And there's a huge problem with that. There's a huge problem with that. Again, Serena Williams being dark skinned, her color is not a deterrent for her getting married to a someone of a different race, and neither is Meghan Markle's. And yet, you hear both camps using skin color as a means of projecting. They're projecting their own insecurities, their own inferiority complexes onto these women, and either looking at them as, well, look, someone wanted Serena after all she went through. She must not be unattractive and she must not be undesirable because a billionaire wanted her. But see, what I need both camps to understand is that you're more than just your skin color. And a lot of times you'll hear women who supposedly want to fight, who want to go above colorism. Colorism for or against a particular shade is still colorism. And what you need to do as women is see yourself beyond your skin color, see yourself beyond black. And I understand that people have a problem with that. And people who push interracial dating have a problem with seeing themselves being more than just their skin color. And I can promise you, on every breath and every step I've ever taken, that these women are not desired by their skin color. They're desired by their personality, by their own je ne sais quoi, their joie de voir, their what they bring to that special quality that these particular men couldn't find in other women. And they had that particular quality for these particular men. You know, they had talent, they had intelligence, they had a certain way that they loved these men. And that's what made these men want to marry them. So looking at these women as though they are a symbol that dark-skinned women can marry interracially, or a ambiguous quote unquote black woman or non-black woman, because people are arguing whether or not Meagan Markle should be accepted amongst the black community. I mean, really, this is where we are still, black people. You can't you can't argue and have a problem with colorism if you yourself are projecting colorist attitudes. I mean, there's a sick psychosis that's going on amongst women, and you can't really, if you approach interracial dating with this type of mindset, you are doomed to fail. Now, people stay together for different reasons. You can get into an interracial dating and or even get into an interracial marriage, and you can stay together for many different reasons, but it doesn't mean it's a happy union. You need to focus on who you are. And I understand that like a lot of black women have a problem. Well, the entire black community has issues with being individuals. It's like a crime to be an individual. It's a crime to have your own identity, to be different, to think outside of the box. Interracial dating isn't thinking outside of the box. This has been going on since the beginning of time, since migration. No one can take credit for that. No one can take credit for certain races being interested in certain people. That's just the flow and ebb of life. This is happening all around the world. Get a passport. So if you base your relationships on how people perceive you because of your skin color, and I understand that's really, really an American thing that Americans grapple with all the time, as opposed to people who actually are born outside of America. You know, and that's the one thing that they complain about. You know, non-Americans complain about the issue of race in America when they come and visit, because people cannot see themselves beyond being a black person, beyond being a black male, a black female. And in the major scheme of things, none of those labels matter. Who you are is what a man marries, because it gets to a point in a relationship where people don't see your physical, no matter how attractive you are. They see the fact that you're a slob, that you're belligerent, that you're hateful, that you have low self-esteem. These are the things that people see after your physical appearance falls away in a relationship. Therefore, there's no point in really basing the probability or your likelihood of getting married determined by race, because this is something that's so finite, and the finite isn't the glue of relationships. The infinite is. What is the core of you? And like I said, a lot of black people in general, and I almost want to say that's an American thing, where everything is defined by race. You can't exist without being a black woman or a black man or what, you know. And it's really tired, because it means you don't have an identity. You don't know who you are. And maybe that's what people mean. You know, there's something inside of you that is so much more than your skin color, than your body. And in America, I think that people don't have time for that. People don't have time to figure out what that is. And so they go into relationships dealing with nothing but the finite, dealing with nothing but how big, what somebody's body looks like, what skin color they are, what shape, just all superficial garbage that at the end of the day doesn't amount to anything. And it doesn't keep a person. It doesn't keep a person. And it can keep someone cheating on you. Anyone can get into a relationship and be cheated on and backstabbed throughout the entire relationship, secretly or knowingly. But if you're looking for something solid, focus on what you don't see. You know, what you can't see, what you can feel, that energy. Focus on that. That is the glue for relationships. That is what keeps someone loyal, what keeps someone taking care of you when they don't have to, what keeps someone providing for you when you're not even married to them. That's what counts. And I just wanted to make this video, to bring that up, because you have both camps, and women are trying to see themselves through women that they can't even relate to. That's the thing. Just because you're dark skinned, you think you can relate to Serena Williams? No. Do you know what her life is like? How she was born, her environment, how she trained to be the Serena Williams that you even know about? That separates her from millions of people, black, white, Asian, whatever. But you overlook that and just think, well, I can relate to her or she can represent me because she's a dark skinned woman. And the same thing with Meghan Markle. I personally think it's a win for America. But I'm looking at it like, okay, well, what can she do internationally? Any peace treaties or what does this international country mixing mean? What do these two nationalities mean? Not the fact that some light skinned um, mixed woman is marrying a white man. Like, are we just so basic? Are we so basic that we're looking for anything to have anything, of course, naturally outside of ourselves, in which to have self esteem? We need to fix that. We need to fix that. Because if you go into interracial dating, let alone regular dating, but if you really go into interracial dating without a clue as to who you are individually, and all you bring to the table is your skin color, the way you look, and how well you can quote unquote play the game or act white or talk white and all this foolishness that you hear in these ethnic and small communities, you're gonna fail. You're going to fail because you're not gonna serve yourself and you're not gonna serve your partner. You know, all of that is just a lot of baggage that people of different races don't want to deal with. They want to enjoy you, but they don't want to feel the kinks and feel the clash of someone who is having an experience with them based upon something superficial, based upon some glue, based upon something he had no control over, the fact that he's white. Would you want to be with someone who just wants to be with you just because you're black? I mean, we really need to start thinking, and we really need, as women, we need to find different ways to define ourselves. We need to find different ways to champion other women, not because they're marrying someone of a different race. That can be done, that's been done since the beginning of time. We need to champion women because they're good at things, because you like something in their personality. Being able to date interracially is not a skill. But the freak show thing about it is it may be a skill in America. You understand what I'm saying? You really understand how crazy, just crazy that sounds, And I urge a lot of you because a lot of people like to throw around global and being international. And where have you been? Mexico? Where have you been? Canada? Being global means physically reaching the other end of the earth and having experiences. And people need to do that so they can understand and get some sort of real perspective on human beings and what it's like to actually date someone who is different from you. And you realize the glue that keeps you two together is not the way you look, it's the way you are. It's your personality, it's your energy, it's the love that you bring. And you can't bring real love. You can't be real. You know how people like to say, well, I'm just keeping it real. You can't keep it real when everything you like about the person is completely fake and finite. So I'm going to end this video because, I've said some things and I know I'm stepping on some toes, but I'm really just keeping it real. And I'm really just being honest. And I really maybe want to talk more about this because, black women and women of color always talk about being fetishized. But right now there is a trend of the same people who scream being fetishization. These same people are fetishizing people of other races. You see, it's so funny how the pendulum swings both ways. And I just really want to drive in and maybe do some videos on it. If that you have to go beyond the physical, you have to go beyond what you look like to keep a relationship. You have to go beyond just stereotypical things. That has nothing to do with having real love and real commitment and really being with someone, that is so tiny, that is so insignificant. I'm not going to say that you shouldn't be the best person that you are, be the best you can be, yes. But at the same time, you need to know who you are so that you can be the best that you can be and sell that. Don't sell the fact of your skin color. Don't sell the fact I'm a black woman and everybody wants me, or they told me I was ugly and so now I think I'm attractive and so I can get this person and you didn't want me so now they want me. All of that can be felt and picked up on by people, and people will use that to manipulate you. People manipulate people with low self-esteem. It's a button that people look for. You know what I'm saying? And it's an energy that can be picked up on and felt. And I just want people to know that the best or the most beautiful thing about you is something that is not readily seen. It's something on the inside. It's something non-physical. It has nothing to do with how dark you are or how light you are. And if in fact you think that your skin color, your lightness, your darkness is keeping you from finding a partner or finding love, then you have to start all over, and you really need to divorce colorist environments or environments that are simply based upon race. Because in the end and in the long run, they're not going to help you. Those types of mentalities are not going to serve you once you leave the United States and you fall in love with someone and you realize it wasn't the fact he was Asian or Korean that made you fall in love with him. You understand what I'm saying? You can fall in love with a black man too. But, really, anyway, I'm going to end this video. Comment, rate, subscribe, share this video. I'm sure you guys will. And I'm on Patreon now. So you guys can support me on Patreon and we'll have more talks like this, like more nitty gritty talks. About the truth of interracial dating, and I really don't think it's really taught out there. It's put out there like a joke, like a punishment against other people. That's not what dating is about. That's definitely not what love is about. And women need to know that so that they don't get in an interracial relationship and get used and gang banged, because they came in there with some very fake and finite ideals and ideas about dating people of other races. So thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.